I was there today in Beta when she was shot dead. We got to Beta this afternoon to protest the settlement of Eviatar that Israel has constructed on Beta's lands. People were praying on the land, surrounded by soldiers in two places. As soon as the prayer ended, the clashes began between the soldiers and youth from the village. Soldiers immediately started shooting tear gas and live ammunition. We retreated down towards the built-up area of the village, about 150 or 200 meters away from where the soldiers were. The soldiers took over a strategic point on controlling ground on a rooftop of one of the houses. We stayed at the edge of the village for about half an hour before I heard two separate shots of live ammunition. Now, I've been doing this for 20 years. I could tell you the difference between rubber bullets, tear gas, and live ammunition by their sound in my sleep. These were two separate shots of live ammunition. The first one hit a metal object and then hit the thigh of a young man from the village. And then I heard a second shot and heard people calling my name and calling in English, "We need help, we need help." I ran backwards because she was about 10-15 meters behind me. I ran backwards into the olive groves and found her lying on the ground underneath an olive tree, bleeding to her death. The soldier had a clear line of sight to her. She was on her own with two other internationals. I put my hand under her head to try and stop the bleeding. Took her pulse. She had a very weak pulse. We called the ambulance, put her in the ambulance, evacuated to the Beta Medical Center where a physician went into the ambulance and continued to the Rafidia Hospital. They tried to resuscitate her here, but failed, and she passed away. It's important for me to say that this isn't an isolated incident. 17 people were killed in demonstrations in Beta since 2021, all of them Palestinians. The only reason we're hearing about this now is because this is the tragic death of an American. But this isn't an isolated incident. It is part of the repression of the Palestinian popular struggle. It is part of the Israeli escalation in the West Bank in recent months. And it is part of the genocide that Israel is perpetrating in Gaza. Whatever their message is, we will continue to stand with the Palestinian people for liberation.